Hey there, I'm going to do the one thing now that nobody ever wants anyone to do. Not really. And that is, I'm going to read my homework. Reason being is I'm kind of proud of this paper. I intended on it being my... It's not big. It's not like I'm going to put you in for my thesis or whatever, but it may become one. But anyway, so the goal is to do a series of essays on place tropes in movies and how they are related directly to plot lines. So my first little dabble at this was the gas station, and that's what this paper is. And I turned it in. I've been waiting for feedback. I was kind of getting nervous. And then I finally got it today. And not only did it get an A, because yeah, it's still for a class, my teacher said he was going to nominate it for an award. It doesn't mean I get it, but he's going to throw my name in the hat, so to speak. So I'm really flattered, really flattered. And wouldn't it be awesome? Wouldn't it be awesome if you know me, my first piece of grown-up academic work was on horror? Or even if you don't know me, I mean, that'd be cool for anybody. But anyway, I'm just going to jump into it. So, this may not be my first tall boy, and it may be very late, and I may be very tired. So that's all my excuses right there in a bundle. Let's jump right into this. The teacher does want to meet with me to work out some sentence structure things, he said, and hopefully I'll catch those in this. But he's not changing anything content-wise. Okay. Excuse me. Nowhere safe. In Katherine Wagner's topoanalytical examination of Cabin in the Woods, they explore the concept of placelessness as it relates to the viewer's experience watching horror. There's a certain connection or safe disconnect that comes with being able to say, this could be anywhere, which entices both our feelings of being threatened and of being safe. Our sympathetic viewership is activated, as most viewers have been to malls, churches, police stations, or the local hospital. Geographers or any good architect will tell you that these landmarks are more than key points on a map. They are the foundations of a community. These locations represent a center of meaning, according to Tim Creswell, and carry with them an implied relationship that evokes gendered perceptions, emotions, histories of cultural and personal interaction, and our own connections with our own unique lives. Contrariwise, Wagner states that viewers are able to maintain safe intellectual distance from these locations by virtue of globalization. Mass communication, mass culture, big business has one of these locations looking like another one of the same structure. So this hospital, school, or factory could be anywhere else. In the following essay, I've chosen to explore what I believe to be the most recognizable place trope in the horror genre, the gas station. Perhaps it is the fanaticism of the open road and its freedom that makes the gas stations, with its malleable sameness, harbingers of the risk that same road may bring with it. In a pre-interstate connected America, gas stations were thriving in both small towns and large cityscapes, fueling a romance with modern exploration. From the 1940s to the 1960s, U.S. fiction featured many road trip adventures. Most notably are those of the Beat generation, which teased freeway discoveries and free love sexual escapades. Concurrently, television-filled homes broadcast news of innocent families murdered by strangers, the first U.S. interstate killer, hijackings, nefarious hitchhikers, or naive rebels turned easy prey for those lurking in their cars. Wars about fuel shortages, increased gas prices, and deflated family road trips. Gas stations as place tropes, though, have survived cultural and economic uncertainties and have seen little change over time. Everyone, regardless of class, needs to get fuel to go wherever they're going. Reread this sentence. Gas stations as a place trope, having survived cultural and economic uncertainties, see little change over time. Everyone, regardless of class, needs fuel to go wherever they're going. The gas station becomes an outpost of communities struggling to survive, where viewers see overlapping themes of declining industrial production, wavering economics, fears of declining family values, or cross-cultural pervasiveness. They are the egress between the world one knows and the unknown, where various classes interact in ways they otherwise would not. Gas station scenes warn viewers of upcoming danger and give insight to the character of protagonists and antagonists. Occasionally, by virtue of some common function, protagonists may unite, both spatially and in a fight for survival against an outside threat. Regular or undeaded. In Wagner's discussion on Cabin in the Woods, a film that relies on the placelessness of its namesake, a literal cabin in the woods, they examined the role of gas station, which is arguably the critical place trope for horror. Frequently, the nameless gas station lacks identifiers of place, such as branding or historical or time contexts. The gas station that once likely provided the gas station that once likely provided the gas for family road trips, tourism, and opportunists, stands a rusted trophy of more prosperous times. This may be the last recognizable structure, or first in a long line of place tropes, for characters who do not wish to leave the main road, that fine line between civilization and savagery. Horror makes no secret of this analogous imagery and can be quite meta. The gas station in Leatherface, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3 is aptly called The Last Chance. Interactions at the gas station solidify otherness for viewers. When an attendant is disrespected, viewers witness actions defining classism, ageism, xenophobia on either the part of the travelers or the locals. In Cabin in the Woods, the teens mock the gas station and the attendant, pitting modernity against the antiquated pit stop. Good luck with your business. I hear the railway's coming through here. Paved streets with actual street. Concluded with an expletive. In this film, the attendant is appropriately named Harbinger, a sign of things to come. Horror films often include early gas station scenes that warn of forthcoming horror. The Hills Have Eyes, Urban Legend, Halloween 2018, The Ritual 2017, From Dusk Till Dawn, and countless others, often manned by a solitary, intimidating attendant uttering cryptic warnings. Protagonists think this is the place they must escape, usually with some artificially cocky, "come on, let's get out of here," but fail to recognize the foreshadowing that they have been allowed. Here, viewers gain insight to the moral character of the film's protagonists. In From Dusk Till Dawn, the anti-heroes are seen robbing the gas station. In The Ritual, the cowardice of one protagonist leads to the death of his friend during a robbery. In Splinter, a film that takes place entirely in a gas station, two characters commit armed robbery, while two are innocent bystanders, each facing the same monstrous threat. This shows viewers within the otherworldly transitional nature of the gas station, moral qualities mean little, despite This shows viewers, page break, lost my rhythm. This shows viewers within the otherworldly transitional nature of the gas station that moral qualities mean little, despite normal horror theomastics. Nor does being the attendant, whether harbinger or guardian, shield one from the danger of the film's villainy. In Children of the Corn, the attendant says to their dog, "We know what to do," and meets the protagonist with, "Ain't got no gas, ain't got no diesel fuel neither. Don't buy no gas, you can't use no restroom. I ain't got no telephone." The dog whines, the wind howls, the corn rustles, and the attendant knows the importance of their role, keeping the outlanders out. Having failed, they're shown just how disposable they are, murdered, and viewers are made aware, for all its resilience, that a gas station might just have to close down when there's no community left in need of fuel. The clerk in The Hills Have Eyes, feeling guilty for his part in a lineage of lost lives, commits suicide, confirming his remaining humanity amongst monsters. When the attendant seems friendly, pause, when the attendant seems friendly, in contrast to the frightening other, or more, seems welcoming, viewers can safely assume that one of two outcomes will follow. They're a friend, or they're a part of a conspiracy of doom. If the clerk is as unknowing as the protagonist that there's danger on the horizon, they may become part of a small survival community. In Maximum Overdrive, the aforementioned timelessness of the gas station is unique in its juxtaposition against the outside world and the threat of automation destroying the need for human labor. Like Splinter, Maximum Overdrive is set almost entirely in a gas station, and in both films, characters facing an outside threat pull together and pull through, echoing the theme that in a gas station, moral character has little to do with survival when it takes all of us to overcome a disaster, a plague, or an economic crisis. A second possible exception surfaces when the gas station is too welcoming. When the attendant is friendly, funny, warm, when the gas station attendant is a woman, matronly, kind, or when there's not one clerk, but a family behind the register. Xenophobia of outsiders and a perceived threat to the local way of life are often behind forthcoming deceit. Viewers can almost always count on seeing this setting and these characters again. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise is full of these exceptions. In the original, we're met with an older brother patriarch who also meets the protagonist with, "Ain't got no gas," and warns the outsiders that if they continue on their path, they're in danger. The attendant in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre may be the original harbinger character behind this place trope. In the 2003 reboot, he's been replaced by the matriarch for the Sawyer family, who offers no warning and instead sends the youths directly to their demise. She must preserve the family's way of life. In both films, when survivors are looking for safety, they rush back to that last mirage of civilization encountered, the gas station, only to realize that in small-town America, the camaraderie of us versus them is rooted in cultural lineage and bloodlines. In The Hunt, 3 survivors being pursued dive into a gas station and assume that the familiar owners are safe. And why wouldn't they be, with their facade of the nuclear family's grandparent archetypes? It isn't until a survivor takes a poisonous sugar cookie they realize they've been caught in a trap. In this moment, viewers see this older white couple are actually trying to preserve this gun-toting patriarchy established by the hunters, who are targeting liberals. In The Hills Have Eyes and Wrong Turn 1 and 2, it is the father figure who misguides outsiders and their threat of assimilation to their death traps, so that they may continue to provide for their families in a place without enterprise or commerce. In House of a Thousand Corpses, viewers witness 2 archetypes of horror in the attendant who is the patriarch of the antagonist family and a clown. He embodies the Freudian uncanny of horror, since the clown face looks normal yet not, disguising its true threat. The gas station in this film is also a museum and a gift shop. Why, it's the ultimate tourist trap. The exception is the rule. Maximum Overdrive, 1986, takes place entirely in a gas station. The Dixie Boy, standing atop a hill, becomes a fortress for survival and a prison for the gathering of protagonists. A Bible salesman, hitchhiker, several attendants, a sleazy owner and his simpleton nephew, a line cook, a father and son, a newlywed couple, and a spread of trucker types make up the list of survivors. Early in the film, there are very quickly established relationships, class clashes, and character pairings drawn that resolve themselves throughout the events of the film, where the gas station serves as the great equalizer. The line cook, Wanda June, serves as foreshadowing and later fallen hero. She embodies the story's overall fear of automation with her famous "We made you" death scene in which a life is traded for a life. The owner and nephew, who once used the criminal statuses of their employees as leverage, die despite the illegal hidden arsenal of weaponry in their management-only basement. The father becomes a martyr when he's run down after being blinded by a truck. The son thrust into manhood, first using his Boy Scout skills to communicate with the machines, and finally when he uses the machine gun only once. "This is for my dad, you son of a bitch. Here, I don't want this." The Bible salesman early on exemplifies the uselessness of corrupt religion when his car is covered in garbage during a biblical sales pitch. Later, he's knocked out of his fancy shoes and into the mud while his oversized Bible replica luggage gets flattened. The hitchhiker and the felons are shown working tirelessly at placating the trucks, fueling them, outsmarting them, and then escaping this prison. The newlywed husband, having been emasculated when his wife takes the wheel in a previous gas station scene, reasserts his masculinity by joining a rescue mission and is later shown covered in the grease of the working class. His fretting wife comes to see the hero her husband has come to be and challenges herself to follow him in a trek across the sewers. The truckers, who were able to lend a hand when needed, so long as they could avoid direct conflict with the trucks and resist the temptation to loot, made it through. Maximum Overdrive effectively utilizes the timelessness and placelessness of the gas station. The characters coming and going could be any of us. They were able to place their differences aside and grew as individuals and as a group. And those who left the gas station for the unknown beyond had grown stronger and together were able to escape to safety. Their mastery of the gas station can be summed up in the final words of the film's epilogue. The survivors of the Dixie Boy are still survivors. Cue AC/DC guitar riff.